Hey, welcome to another episode of Huddle Up with Mark, the Fun Coach. I am Mark Duncan. In this episode, I want to talk about giving history of your donors, especially those donors that you are looking at that you believe have capacity because you've done the appropriate wealth screening, and they've also been donors to your organization. And one of the things you're going to look at is their giving history. You may look at their overall giving, how much they've given in the lifetime that they've been a donor to your organization. What's been their largest gift? What is the average gift size? These are things that you should you should be looking at as you sort of discern how you're going to move forward. But sometimes a lot of us will look at these um, giving histories of our prospects and our donors, and we may be relying a little bit too much on that information when it comes to pursuing them for a gift and then ultimately asking them for one. And so when you're looking at giving history, 9 times out of 10, if you haven't had a relationship with this donor beyond perhaps running into them at an event or maybe chatting with them on the phone about other things related to your organization. Maybe they're a volunteer, maybe they are a parent, a grandparent. There's some connection to your organization. You know them in maybe a casual way, and they've been giving to your organization. So now, where do you go from here? Right. So, one of the things you're going to look at is their giving history. But the likelihood is that their giving history is a result of transactional giving. So if they gave because they responded to an email campaign or a direct mail campaign or social media post or a 24-hour giving campaign, they've been contributing in a way that has been consistent. Maybe they're a loyal, they've been giving for 5 years or more, right? These are all really good indicators that they like you, they like what you do, they like your mission, they like the idea of the impact that you're having on the people that you serve. You don't know exactly why, but there's a reason they're giving. This could also be because they trust you as a leader. Like, all of these things can come into play. Sometimes we look at that giving history and we, especially the sizes of those gifts, right? They could be $25, $50, maybe go up to maybe 200, maybe even $500. And these gifts, while they're wonderful, aren't major gifts. But you look at their giving history and you look at their capacity, if you're doing wealth screening, and you're thinking, this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Their largest gift is $200. Their wealth screening information, if I'm getting net worth wealth screening information, tells me that they have a net worth of $5 million. So something's not adding up, literally not adding up, right? We look at that and we're like, well, oh, not sure what to do. Well, I'm going to tell you a story, and then I'm going to give you um, a sense of what to do when you find yourself looking at your donors in this way and looking at their information in this way. Some time ago, I was in conversation with a very, very generous major donor. And this major donor told me a story about something that this person does as a way to test the organization. Now, this donor calls this test a teaser gift. Now, Oftentimes, I talk about how donors may be making gifts just to see what you do. Sometimes they're just saying, "Hey, I'm here," right? You may get a first time gift from a donor, could be 200, $250, and they may be saying to you, "Hey, I'm here. And if you pay attention to me and maybe take the time to connect with me, there may be more there." And so this is what we need to be thinking about when we're looking at giving history. Now, this is not to say that your donors are making teaser gifts. The person that I'm referring to actually has done this just to see what the organization will do. Will he get a phone call? Will they write an email? Will a board member reach out to him? Right? They're testing. Some of them are indeed testing you, not because they just want to play with you and see what you do. They deeply, deeply care about your mission. They may have stumbled on it, or maybe they discovered you through a friend and decided to make a gift. And what you do when that gift is made could be what makes the difference between you getting a major gift from them or nothing at all. So don't let giving history be a major indicator of what they will do. They're giving to your organization. They've been giving to your organization consecutively for years, consistently, campaign after campaign, because there's something about what you do that means something to them. And so when you're looking at giving history, one of the things you just have to ask yourself, and I say this to every person that I work with when we're looking at, especially those folks that I'm coaching one on one, when they're looking at their major gift prospects. These are people that have been donors to their organization, constituents, to the organization for a number of years. Capacity is there. They've been giving in a consistent way. And yet I hear, well, their largest gift was only $200. Yet, their capacity is telling you that their net worth could be 5 million. But for some reason we get stuck on the $200 gift. Here's what I want you to remember. The giving that has transpired from your donors that you haven't had a chance to connect with yet around fundraising have been giving in a transactional way. Your job, and I've said this several times, is to convert transactional givers into relational donors. Those gifts that have come in came in without the benefit of a relationship with you. So in many ways, they just weren't thinking about how much they were going to give because they didn't have you to guide them. See, that is your job. This is why it is so, so important that you pay attention to all of your donors and being very analytical when you look at your donor database and looking at your loyals, looking at those donors that have been giving you maybe 50, 60, 75, 100, $200. Those are fairly large gifts for transactional giving. Those are signals that they're sending you, intentionally or unintentionally. And you have to respond to that. So you take all of the information, giving history, net worth, maybe the things that they've given to, as ways and information for you to use as you begin this relationship. So you have to have a relationship in order for you to get the big gift. If you think because somebody is worth $5 million that they're going to give you $100,000 through your website, you're sadly mistaken. Can it happen? Sure. Sure, it can. Has it happened? It has. But it is not something that happens regularly. Big gifts come to your organization because of the work that you do to build that trust, to connect with them, to get to know them, and then make the case, make the ask, and close the deal. So, next time you are looking at giving history, make sure that you remind yourself that those gifts came in without the benefit of a relationship with you. That $50 gift that they made 3 months ago could be a $5,000 gift tomorrow. If in between then and now, you reach out, you thank them, you set up a time to meet with them, you get to know them, you ask them about what's important to them about what you do as an organization, what compelled them to give, get their feedback, get their advice, lean in, listen, share what they want to know about your organization and its mission. And then ultimately, you will be ready to ask. And when you ask, think about their capacity. They wouldn't be meeting with you otherwise. And think about the people that you serve. And then lean in and make that ask. Giving history is not the only indicator of their inclination. Giving history is just a small part of a much larger puzzle that you have to put together in order for you to convert that transactional giver into a relational donor. They only become relational donors because of a meaningful relationship with you on behalf of the people that you serve. And so don't let giving history scare you. Don't let giving history diminish your desire, diminish your confidence to ask for that gift. Just a very small part. The good news is that they're donors. The good news is that they're consistent donors. The good news is that they are loyals. They could be consecutive donors who've been giving year after year after year. Those are all indicators of their like for you, meaning the organization. Now, on behalf of the organization, you need to step in, build that relationship through visits, right? Through conversation, through understanding, through listening, and then ultimately making the case and then asking. So do not let giving history be the only thing that you look at when you are beginning that relationship. Catch yourself. If you look at that giving history, say, oh, the largest gift was only, $500. Stop yourself. That $500 was given without the benefit of a relationship with you. Makes all the difference in the world. Hope you found this helpful. Hope this gives you the confidence to lean in and begin to build those relationships instead of looking at the list and wondering what to do. Just begin. Just begin. And you will be absolutely surprised and pleasantly surprised at what will come from that. Because at the end of the day, as I always say, this fundraising thing that we do, it's not about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that you serve. Thanks. And we'll see you next time.